Well, we have made it. We have made it to the end of 2025, and wow, it has been a very interesting year, full of some chaos and just some turmoil, but we're here, we have survived, we're all still okay. And I really wanted to take this opportunity to thank you all for being here on this whole YouTube journey with me, watching the videos, commenting on the videos, sharing your experiences. I really appreciate it when you let me know about what you have going on in your lives and your responses to the videos that I'm making. So thank you so much for coming along and really joining this community and being part of it. And with that in mind, I would love to hear about what sorts of videos you would like to see on the channel as we move forward into 2026. So if you have some burning questions to ask that you would love to see a video answer, or if you just want to let me know what sort of videos you have really enjoyed, I would love to hear about it, because ultimately that is why I have this channel. It is to make videos that you guys want to see. So please let me know what you would really like to see covered on this channel. As we're at the end of the year, rolling into the new year, I would like to take some time to talk to you guys about the difference between the new year in the Southern Hemisphere, where I am, and the Northern Hemisphere. So for all my friends watching from the Northern Hemisphere, it kind of lines up well for you. The end of the calendar year is also sort of like the actual end, seasonally speaking, of the growing season. You know, your harvest is in, you're in that sort of rest period before you get ready to go out and start your season again. But for me here in New Zealand, I am in the middle of my growing season. Like, everything is popping off in the garden. I have tomatoes that are nearly ripe. I'm out there every evening checking on moisture and making sure I get successional planting done. You know, like, it is all on. I am busy out in the garden. So as we're coming to the end of the calendar year, it is not really quite the same, because I am in the middle of my growing season. So here for me in New Zealand, the growing season, so essentially my year actually runs sort of June, July to June, July. So it's offset from the Northern Hemisphere because the seasons are flipped around. So that is really my new year, my end of year new year is in June or July, sort of the shortest day of the year to the shortest day of the year. And here we have a public holiday called Matariki, which actually does represent exactly that. And I really love it. And I use Matariki as my sort of year-end reset when I start to think about the next season ahead. And hey, if you want to know more about Matariki and like what it's all about and how I celebrate it and why it's important to me, let me know. And when we get there, I'll do a video all about it. And my best buddy, Astarion, he's come to hang out while I do this video, so I hope you enjoy seeing him. He loves coming to hang out with me when I do these videos. Well, he likes coming to hang out with me whenever I'm out in the garden, and you would have seen him a lot over the year, just popping in and kind of hanging out and wanting to be part of the whole process. He's a really cool dude, and I hope you have enjoyed seeing him in the videos. So with the season, the growing season being offset with the calendar year here in the Southern Hemisphere, it creates a few little frustrations. So one frustration I have every year, and I have not found a good solution, is that when I go to buy a gardening calendar journal to keep records for, they run the calendar year. So they run January through December. But my growing year runs June, July to June, July. So I end up having to run two calendars simultaneously. simultaneously. So here's my one that I have been running for 2025, and it's full of all the dates of planting and all that stuff, but I'm gonna have to go get another one. But if I want to, when I'm harvesting my tomatoes, go and see when I actually planted those tomatoes, I've got to go dig out last year's book to check that information. So I really don't know why there are not more gardening journals available that run sort of June to June for the Southern Hemisphere, but you know, maybe that's an opportunity for someone to bring something to the market. But anyway, that's just one of my small frustrations with this whole calendar year doesn't match up with the growing year that we have down here. I can't share with you my sort of New Year's reflections or my goals for the year ahead because I'm not there yet. I'm in the middle of everything that I'm actually trying, because I try to do something a bit different with my system, with my gardening, with the chickens each year to try it out and see if it works. And I am in the middle of that, but I would love to hear about your reflections on the year that you've had and what your goals are for your year ahead if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. But I can share with you what I'm in the middle of trying for this growing season. First of all, I am trying out a different broody hen management system because I am having so many broody hens. There was a day I came out and every single nest box in the coop in the backyard was full of hens who had decided to go broody. I had 5 of them all at once. And I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. I only have 1 or 2 broody sort of pens available. So I used the demonstration chicken run that we set up to show some small space chicken keeping strategies, and I put them in there. And that kind of half worked. Half of the hens that go in there can escape it because it's only sort of 4-foot fences and they're pretty crafty at getting out when they want to. But about half of the hens I put in there do stay. So I'm able to deal with my broody hen situation sort of en masse to a certain extent. And that has been really, really helpful. Right now I have 3 hens in there and they have stayed in there for a couple of days, and so that's great. They're gonna get sorted out because it seems like for some reason I can turn any hen into a broody hen, even if it's not a breed that's meant to go broody. So I don't know, it just seems to be a thing that's happening here at the moment. And one of the sort of big changes that I'm trying out this year is to use a different way of managing weeds in the garden. So previously I had been using what I call the chaos garden system, which is essentially a chop and drop weed management system where you sort of let everything grow, let the weeds grow, put plants in all over the place, and you just come and knock the weeds back and leave them on the ground. It's a really, really great strategy. It's really good for soil health. It's really good for species diversity and all that good stuff. But whilst it doesn't take a lot of time, it does need small amounts of time on a very regular basis, like every day or every second day. And that just wasn't working for me at the moment. Like most people, I'm sure 2025 has been quite a busy year for me, and it wasn't working. So I am trying out a couple of different systems to manage the garden more effectively. One of those is to use a wool mulch laid on the ground as essentially a weed mat. So that is working pretty well at the moment. And then to just use thick wood chip mulch. And both things are working. What I'm really interested in seeing is what the impact is on the soil structure and the soil health at the end of the growing season from those 2 different sort of strategies. And I'll probably do a video to share my findings if there's actually anything different between them to talk about. And on the YouTube machine front, I have really been enjoying exploring some different topics with the videos that I have been putting out this year. So some of those things that I have really enjoyed making have been the history stuff, like the chicken of tomorrow topic. That was really fun to make, and just like a bizarre story that was really fun to bring to you guys. And the chick raising series was really fantastic and fun to make, following along the growth of those cute little baby chicks all the way to their sort of final moments of not being chicks anymore. And I am planning to do another chick series coming up fairly soon, probably around March. I will do my autumn hatch so that everyone can follow along and we can see, you know, are there any differences this time around? So looking forward to doing something like that. And another thing that has worked really well this year that I really enjoyed making has been the chicken nutrition series, because I love talking about nerd stuff and bringing good information to you guys that you can use to apply to your own situations to level up your chicken keeping experiences. Just a few weeks ago, I did another worm video, and I hadn't done a worm video for a wee while, and that was received, thank you, roosters. They want to get in on thanking you guys for being here too, but back to worms. It was received really well. You guys seemed to really enjoy that worm video. So I'm looking at doing some extra videos looking at different worm farming systems and DIY systems and systems that you can purchase and the different ways systems work and how you can operate them. So if you do want to see more about worm farming and worms in general, let me know if that is something that you would be keen to see. I wanted to remind you that something else I've done this year is launch the Once Upon a Farm newsletter, which is just a little monthly chatty update on what I've got going on here and a little bit of a deep dive into topics that I'm finding interesting that might not have the legs to go into a video, but it's great information to know. So if you want to jump on that mailing list and hear from me once a month, just once a month, I'm not going to blow up your inbox, just jump in and sign up. The link is in the description to go and check that out. And I would really encourage you to come on board there, because YouTube can be a little bit fickle about what content it shows you. And it's quite possible you might miss some of my videos because it's just decided not to show them to you for that particular period of time. But if you're on the newsletter list, you will find out what videos have been put out for the last few weeks and be able to stay in contact that way. And I love to hear from you. So jump on there, stay connected, and don't miss a video. I just want to reiterate how much I appreciate you all showing up and watching the videos every week, because without you, there would be no channel. You guys are the channel. So thank you so much for showing up and watching and supporting these videos that I'm putting out into the YouTube void. It is super appreciated. And from me and all the chickens who are really getting in on enjoying this video, thank you and have a wonderful new year.